Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about Abraham not getting killed by Negan. Okay, I'm going to leave a link in the video description. This is an article from comicbook.com, and it appears that they're taking this from an interview from somebody called Pop Sugar. I don't know if that's another, internet article, or I don't know. I have no idea. So I'll leave the link in the video description. You can go investigate for yourself. But there's a couple interesting things here. But before we get to what Michael Cudlitz says, the actor playing Abraham, let me just give you guys some backstory real quick. You guys know that for a few seasons now, I have openly talked about Robert Kirkman saying one time in a video that he regretted. Now, he might not have said that, word for word, but he did imply that in a behind-the-scenes footage. And he was talking about Michael Cudlitz being such a great casting for Abraham Ford, and he was really excited about seeing his story play out in All Out War. Now he's talking about comic book Abraham's story, or at least a remixed version of that, because Abraham in the comic was supposed to live longer, but he decided one issue that one of them has to die. So he just picked Abraham Ford and he killed him. A lot of fans were heartbroken. A lot of fans were disappointed, or at least some fans. I was disappointed. I thought there was more story to go for Abraham. And we know by now that Robert Kirkman is a low-key fan of Make a Path Presents. He's a low-key fan of the channel. And then in an interview recently, I think this year, somebody specifically asked him, they said, "Hey, did you regret it?" And he said, "No, that's stupid. Only a moron would say that." Moron. Maybe he didn't say moron, but he said, "No, I don't regret it." And I understand. He's at the top of his game right now. There's really nothing to regret. But at the end of the day, we're only bickering over a couple of words here and there, but he did say it. I'm just saying, let's see what Michael Cudlitz has to say. He's going to weigh in on this argument. Let's see what he has to say. Hey, maybe he'll back up Robert Kirkman. Let's see. Michael Cudlitz says, "Well, Robert Kirkman was never happy with the death Abraham had in the graphic novels." Interesting. "He always said it was sort of a last-minute decision and that he regretted how he took him out." Very interesting. Cudlitz tells Pop Sugar, "I think transferring that specific death of the crossbow arrow through the eye to Denise was sort of an Easter egg for the audience who follows the graphic novels." And then he goes on to say that the audience who only follows the TV shows, he said that there's also nothing lost on the TV audience, which is absolutely true. Everything he said there was accurate. And he goes on to say that her death, Denise, spurs a whole bunch of other stuff, and the audience knows that Abraham will continue for a while now. He says, "Now we get to see what a world with Negan and Abraham both in it will be like." That's something we don't see in the graphic novel, so a lot of cool stuff happens. For me, knowing that his potential death has come and gone, it was a moment to go, oh, cool. They really aren't sticking with that graphic novel, or what the graphic novel does. As a fan of both the novel and show, it was cool. I butchered that, but I tried to make it quick. So yes, he's saying that a lot of cool stuff happens. Now listen, you can easily say that Michael Cudlitz is lying, and he might be. I'm 50-50 right now. I will give 50% that, yeah, Abraham might die in episode 1. I personally feel like that's disappointing. That's not something where I look at and I'm like, oh man, that's going to be cool, heartbreaking, or whatever. Like with Glenn. If they stuck with the comic book and it was Glenn, it would be heartbreaking. I love Glenn, but it would also fit. It would be a great fit. So in a way, it would be heartbreaking, but it would be a good thing, and it is an honorable death. Oh my God, I'd probably give a limb to be able to be an actor on the show for a number of years, and then get that death. That's just amazing for, television, for entertainment history. We're not talking about like real life history and all that, no, but for television history, for entertainment, oh man, the honor in the Negan kill, it's just too high. But here's the thing, if you look at Game of Thrones, a TV show had a character who died at the end of one season and lied to the fans saying, "Oh, I'm definitely dead, I'm never coming back, it's over." That was a positive lie, because fans were happy when he came back. Like, oh, he's back, we forgive you, it's fine. But Abraham here, Michael Cudlitz, it's kind of, it's right to the edge, because he's not telling you that, you know, you will see him in All Out War, but he is hinting you're going to get to see what a world with Negan and Abraham, you're going to get to see what that's like, and a lot of cool stuff happens. Now, that's a negative lie. If fans hear that, a lot of fans, and get excited, and he does die in the first episode, they're going to be really mad, because they're going to be looking forward to Abraham's story. So he has to be careful here. I hope he doesn't die. That way, you know, we don't get any of that backlash, because I guarantee you, if this is a big story, if a lot of fans, like I'm making a video on it, if a lot of fans talk about it, if there's a lot of hype, a lot of fans are going to get pretty pissed off at this article. And I know it's unfair, because as an actor, you, especially if you're talking about a character death and you know your character dies, you have to word things in a way to not give fans false hope. So, take this with a grain of salt. You know, us talking about it, I'll tell you right now, there's a real good chance. Let's give Abraham 60% chance of dying. Don't get your hopes up for him living and being in All Out War or being with Negan. I personally think to kill him in the comic before All Out War was a mistake. And I feel like doing it in the show is a mistake, but a bigger mistake, because you saw what a mistake it was in the comic book. And I don't care if I sound like a dick from that. I think it's a mistake killing Abraham before All Out War. I just think it is. I'm sorry. Alright, now it's your turn. Give me your thoughts and opinions. What do you think about Robert Kirkman taking low shots at this channel like an asshole? And no, I'm kidding. I'm fucking around. Robert Kirkman's cool shit. He probably doesn't even watch his channel, has no clue. I'm just dicking around. But what do you think about Michael Cudlitz giving this interview? Do you think that gives us some hope that his character will not get killed by Negan? I frickin' hope so. Frickin'. What is frickin'? I frickin' hope so, man. Thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.